Well, let's bring in our guest now. Go live to Damien Wilson, journalist and political communications advisor. Thank you for joining us on the programme. It's great to see you. France is clearly cracking down on suspected Islamists in the wake of that murder last week. How far do you think the government will go with this?
Well, I think they'll go as far as Macron thinks he's going to need to go to settle two arguments. Firstly is to keep the far right quiet. Marine Le Pen is obviously, this is bread and butter debate for her, so I'm sure she's looking for an opportunity to make political gains ahead of next year's presidential elections. I know it's an awful thing to do at a time of someone's death, particularly in this way, but unfortunately this is the way that politics worked. And then also Macron will also try and keep the public on side by clamping down now, by deporting people that have been in prison for various offences, for closing down the mosque, and obviously for speaking at the funeral. He will be making himself a lot more popular than he has been in recent times.
We've seen how France has been grappling with terrorism for years. If there are so many known extremists out there, why weren't they arrested long ago? I mean, is there a sense that this is too little too late?
I do believe that's the case. I mean, I think it's not as if they didn't see this coming. I mean, Al Qaeda, at the start of September, when the Charlie Hebdo trial began, repeated their threats against that publication. You have to remember that they claimed responsibility for the death of 12 people on that attack back in 2015. And that launched, a bloodbath really across France that lasted some time, and it took in not only Charlie Hebdo and the incidents around that time, but also the attack at Bataclan and also the attack in Nice. Overall, that was over 250 people left dead. So to suddenly be turning around and saying, "Oh, we're going to deport these people in prison who we understand have extremist beliefs," whatever that means, and we're going to close this mosque randomly and affect, I think as one of your interviewees said, 1,300 people in the community are being punished for the actions of one. It all seems a bit erratic, particularly the way that these raids are happening now. They're casting this net far and wide, and no one really knows who they're looking for or what they're looking for.
Like you just said, that mosque has been shut down for allegedly inciting the killing, and the worshippers, as we heard in Charlotte's report, they feel they're being unfairly targeted for something that they had nothing to do with. What's your view?
Well, I think they have a case. I mean, if they shut the church down the road for the behaviour of one person who belonged to that, I'd be surprised as well. I'd probably be a bit annoyed also. It's obviously the mosque is a symbol of the religion. And by closing that, they are, basically pointing the finger at the religion when it's not Islam as such. It's Islamism, which we're looking at. So I can understand the anger on behalf of those people who do attend that mosque.
President Macron has said that hundreds of organisations have been shut down over the past 3 years over alleged extremist links, and yet that still wasn't enough to stop the latest terrorist attack. So is this just the tip of the iceberg?
Well, he did. He also went on to say that the 18-year-old Chechen who killed Samuel Paty was a lone wolf. But in fact, I don't think that's really. I think that simplifies the case, because he was in touch with extremists on social media, who I think were egging him on, as it appears. He also approached the schoolboys outside the school gates and paid them to point out Monsieur Paty. So it was a lot more sophisticated, and there were actually more people involved in it. And that's simply explained by the fact that police have arrested up to now, I think, probably a dozen people over this. So I think it was the tip of the iceberg. This is a far deeper problem that France has, rather than just a few extremists who are either successful refugees or first or second generation immigrants.
Damien Wilson, journalist and political communications advisor, thank you for your time.
Thank you.